Good morning to you all. How goes if you're out there watching this, say hello. I'm looking like the Gram's about 2.5 minutes behind, so I'm sure you guys will get to that here in a second. What's happening, everybody? Happy Friday. It's time for your HMG weekly wrap up. You know the drill. Let's share this out. Hope everybody had a good week. We got some things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about some stuff this week. T-Dog, what's up, man? What's happening? There we are. Share. And share. Because sharing is caring. Anyway, how's everybody doing? How's your week been this week? I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna start off with some calling myself out, throwing myself under the bus. I did something this week that I constantly tell you guys not to do. I got caught in the trap of the 45-degree syndrome. I'm not proud of it, but I'm admitting my faults. Asking for some of your forgiveness because it was one of like beginning to midweek. It just started getting like, man, what the hell? And I realized it was scrolling, looking at the BS. The propaganda machine took its toll on me this week. So I apologize. And I'm throwing it out there because it happens to me too. I know a lot of us get involved in what's going on in the world, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you gotta limit this. And I was doing too much of the negativity. So, but we're back on track. I got to give a huge shout. I want to start off the show by giving a huge shout out to Empowered Podcasting, my buddy Mark, and my friend Christina over at Women Getting Visible. They did a podcast meetup last night in North Bethesda, Maryland. Took the drive down there, and it was great to see them and everything that they're doing. Also got to give another shout out who's up AJ Richards. I see you, brother. I'm so peeved that I'm not at CPAC this year. Usually it's in DC, and it happens to be in Dallas this year. AJ Richards from the farm. If you're not sure who AJ is, he's blowing up, especially in the ag industry and whatnot. He's been a longtime friend. I'm proud of everything that he's doing. He's speaking on the stage. He's been in DC a lot with trying to, protect our food sovereignty and stuff. So it was great. AJ Richards, thanks for jumping on. Miss Priscilla, I see you there, girl. What's up? It was great seeing you. Priscilla was one of the gals that I met last night at the podcasting event. So thank you for jumping on. And AJ's back in DC. I guess he told me. I didn't get the text. I'm just kidding, bro. I know you're busy. I love it, brother. I love it. Craig, from the farm, I've told you guys, we this household, we purchased from local ranchers. A lot of my education, I've had uncles growing up, and I've had a lot of friends that come from, the dairy industry and stuff like that. I don't know much about it in the sense of, I've milked cows and stuff like that growing up. You have an appreciation of that. And when it comes to working with your local rancher, your local farmer, just how much better the food quality is on that. And that's something we really got to start taking to heart. And I'm saying this kind of reminding myself is like, it's raining here today and it's kind of windy out. So hopefully the connection stays, but it's been getting ready to plant the garden and stuff for this spring. And I've been doing that now that the weather's getting a little bit warmer. So educate yourself on our food sovereignty and stuff. And this ironically it ties into some of the stuff I want to cover today, and having that 45-degree syndrome and scrolling and just consuming a lot of negativity. If you're going to consume stuff that can educate you and help you be self-sufficient in a time where hopefully you never have to be completely self-sufficient, but it's always good to learn those tools and I think it's better. And now that I'm getting a lot more seasoned in life, I'm trying to go self-sufficient without going completely off grid, but being more self-sufficient. So I'll say that. Not how I was planning on starting this today, but this is great. I love it. AJ, thank you, brother. We got a lot of topics I want to talk about today. There's a lot of news topics in there, but before we jump into those, also, please make sure you go to heroesmediagroup.com. Check out all of the podcast shows in our directory there. These podcast hosts are doing a fantastic job. They're bringing you real awesome interviews from people out there making a difference in your community. So go to heroesmediagroup.com, check out the show pages, follow them on their social platforms. It's this is going into our 11th year at Heroes Media Group, and it's not just a media company or a podcast platform. It's a community, and you guys are part of that community. I thank you for being here. So that being said, let's get started. One of the first topics, or one of the headlines that I saw this week. David, good morning, brother. How are you, man? Appreciate you jumping on. Great episode of the tip of the spear this week, too, and I'll get into that here in a bit. First topic, Melania Trump, our first lady, says robots can teach your kids. What are your thoughts on this? This is an open-ended question. Really don't have it. I found it interesting. That's why I'm sharing it. You guys know me. First lady, Trump welcomed the first spouses of 45 countries at the White House as part of a historic summit centered on integrating artificial intelligence into education. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Part of me wants to go conspiracy. I'll try not to today, I promise. During her remarks, the First Lady declared that the world is transforming, and through the use of AI, we can now access centuries worth of humanity's knowledge base. That part's kind of cool when you put it that way, right? Ken, good morning, brother. I see you over there. Thank you. What would your guys' thoughts on those of you that watch this right now that have kids that are in grade school still? What are your thoughts about your kid being taught by a humanoid or by robots, by AI? The fact that she says we can access centuries worth of humanity's knowledge, I think that part of it is cool. She also suggested that children could be educated by a humanoid. That part of it. She also said that it basically, in doing so, the AI robot will boost analytical skills and problem solving and adapt to in real time to a student's pace, prior knowledge, and even emotional state. She explained nothing that an AI educator could lead to a more well-rounded lifestyle for our children, freeing up time for being with friends, playing sports, and developing interests beyond school, or more of a complete person. So the selling point there is how I kind of saw that quote was that's not a necessarily a bad thing. I think if there's more, I don't know. That's a tough one because I've been in the school systems and stuff like that a little bit, so I've seen that from a teaching standpoint. But what are your thoughts? Those of you that have kids that are in grade school still, would you want your kids to be taught by AI robot? Let me see here. So here's the other thing. I'm going to bring this up because T-Dog over on the YouTube channel makes a good point. Remember AI, we got to look at AI AI is ultimately, it's pulling from a system, right, that has been manually inputted at some point. So it's there, right? I get it. Thank you, T-Dog. AJ, what AJ's got? Monitor closely, but having them manipulated. Yeah. I could monitor closer if it was at home with an AI. rather than what's happening at school. Ooh, didn't see that coming, but that's a great point AJ makes right here. You can monitor what's being said and stuff at home. That's such a great point. I didn't even take that into consideration, like because we've talked about homeschooling and stuff like that. I was thinking AI from a classroom setting and whatnot. AJ brings it up like having a this. I think it's Plato is the humanoid that they're talking about. If I'm not, but don't quote me on that. But I think it was they called the humanoid Plato. And if you had one at your home, and the parents can monitor what that. And here's the nice. I like that idea because one, you're homeschooling gives your kids if you're done instead of doing a full. Well, I think it was like 8 to 3 when I was in at Glendale. So from like instead of 8 to 3, maybe you go 8 to 12, and then from 12 to 4 is outside activities or doing something, sports and getting involved in interaction. Here's the one thing you don't want to take away completely is you have AI, but you need HI too, like the human interaction side of it, right? You have to have that human interaction still. So my thing on this would be if you're going to have AI powered teachers or educators, then we got to make sure that there's still some type of uh still some type of human interaction. Dave Marsh, appreciate you for jumping on, brother. How are you? I did graduate high school. I even graduated college. I know that's hard to believe because I can't speak half the time. Tina, good morning, brother. How are you? Appreciate you, Tina. Thank you, Dave. I love you too, brother. Appreciate you. Yes, and I'm gonna put this up here too. Not as a primary teacher, but visitor, because human teachers pour into our students beyond what AI can. It's a good point. I like that. It's definitely different. These are all good points. I'm curious to see what's going to happen because initially, again, I said I wasn't going to get to conspiracy. What time is it here? We're 12 minutes in. Sorry, guys. I try to save the conspiracy for 15-minute mark, but when I saw this, it was like, okay, we got histories of knowledge and stuff like that kids can tap into and learn and this and that. And we kind of have it's Google stuff like that, like these search engine platforms. But it's like at the same time, it's like history. Some people have tried changing history and stuff like that. So you have to be careful of this and that. The point that I'm making, I'm not necessarily opposed to AI teaching is if it's helping my child evolve or children evolve in a positive way, but I want to make certain that they don't take away the human interaction. If it's just a kid and a robot and that's all that kid knows, I'm not for that. There's got to be some type of human interaction uh involved in that. So all right, moving on. uh this one I put because I don't know why. It's close to me. Philly. I'm not far from Philly, as most of you know. Philly district attorney threatens to jail ICE agents. This was okay. Philadelphia's district attorney Larry Krasner threatened to arrest federal immigration and custom enforcement officers deployed to Philadelphia International Airport, warning agents they could face handcuffs, a courtroom, and even a jail cell if they carried out their duties on his turf. His turf. That's what he said, not me. I'm just reading it to you. Quote, you commit crimes within the jurisdiction that is the city or county of Philadelphia, I will prosecute you, Krasner said at a press conference outside the airport. Quote, no, I don't take a phone call from the president saying, let him go. No, the president cannot pardon you. I'll say it again. The president cannot pardon you. And yes, I will put you in handcuffs and I will put you in a courtroom. And if necessary, I will put you in a jail cell, end quote. There you have it. ICE customs don't come to Philly. They're already there. But I brought this in there because like you got to look at these wait times, right? Is that something that you guys are seeing on social media? You're seeing like, oh, there's wait times for like 4 hours, 5 hours. So I did some research on some of that. Not all of it's true. And this is where when I was very open with you and said that I got caught myself doing what I tell you guys not to do, the 45 degrees thing. I got wrapped up in some of this bullshit. I got travel stuff coming up, and I'm just like, I don't like to fly. I'd rather drive. But with the fuel prices, and I'll get into that shit in a minute, as high as they are, it's like cheaper to fly, unfortunately. Ken, isn't law threatening law enforcement a crime? That's, I asked the same question. But I guess if you're a district attorney or you're something like that, you probably don't have to worry about stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not picking a fight with the DA out of Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, which it certainly sounds like and lives by. But let's go back to these. Let's go back to these wait times. The TSA officers and stuff that got on Sunday alone, this past Sunday, more than 3,400 TSA officers called out sick. That's representing nearly 12% of that workforce. Now, here's the thing. When did TSA become a thing? Very, very quickly after 9/11 in 01, right? Those of you that are old enough to remember before 9/11, do you remember what it was like going to the airport? I'll wait. I've got several of you on several different platforms. Those of you that are old enough, do you remember what it was like before TSA and when you would travel and go to the airport? And this is certainly this is probably a conversation for like I might have to do a happy hour during the week or something like that because there's so many puzzle pieces tie into this, and I'll try not to do too much of it this morning, but we're seeing everything that's going on in these wait times with TSA, and all these officers are quitting. Yeah, that was the other thing. Like there was a ton of like 450 quit on this past week, or 400 plus. I'll just say quit this past week as well. So it just But do you remember what TSA or what it was like going to the airport before TSA? Is Grandpa gonna tell? Ooh, whoa, ouch, T-Dog. With the crap back in my day, we didn't have airplanes. Do I think is this something that could potentially get rid of TSA as a whole? Could. Would that be a bad thing? Depends on who you are and how you look at it. The bad thing is it would eliminate a lot of jobs, but at the same time, I think it would create a lot of jobs elsewhere. Let's be honest. So anyway, yeah. So district attorney, I want to see how. I hope something happens here because I'd really like to see what happens with this district attorney in Philadelphia. Moving on. This is great. NASA comes out and says, we're building a permanent moon base. Had to throw this in there. You guys remember Dumb and Dumber? We landed on the moon. Yep. Although in this statement here, it says we're going back to the moon because remember, we've all been to the moon, or, the United States has been to the moon once before. NASA announced that the United States is constructing a permanent base on the moon. I'm pretty sure I've said this before several months ago. Like NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman said in a statement that the agency is committed to achieving the near impossible once again, to return to the moon before the end of President Trump's term, build a moon base, establish an enduring presence, and do the other things needed to ensure American leadership in space. That's why the Space Force is here. It's all been a plan, right? You guys have heard me talk in the past, within the last year about other countries potentially allegedly being on the moon, mining on the moon right now. I said allegedly. So this is going to be interesting. This is happening. It's already happening. It's well into the works. The fact that they're making a comment about it now is funny to me. So that's why I figured I'd throw it in there. But Secretary of Transportation and then acting NASA Administrator Sean Duffy said, that the United States intends to stay on the moon. I've said it before. I think they're going to build a base on the moon, and that's going to be the halfway point between here and Mars. You guys have heard me say that before. How many of you would go to space if given the opportunity? Like, would you want to go to the moon and just be like, go to the moon? I don't know if I'd want to. Next up, House unanimously, that's a big word for me, guys, back supersonic flight comeback. I want your guys' opinion on this. Is this something you would do? The House Representatives unanimously voted to legalize supersonic flight in a major shift in aviation policy. Why do you think this is happening now? Supersonic passenger flights have been banned under federal aviation rules since 1973 due to noise concern. I didn't look at this, but now that I read that again, wasn't there what was the plane that flew from like France or England to New York in like an hour or whatever? That was a passenger plane. It was the Concorde. Was that what it was? Ken, I don't even like going to the store. Yeah. You got to wait 7 days to get milk on the moon. No. Concorde. Thank you, T-Dog. Yeah, it was a Concorde. But wasn't that a supersonic passenger plane? But this said it was, and that flew up until early 90s, mid 90s, if I'm not mistaken. This says that it's been banned since 1973 due to noise concerns. Anyway, the bill is called the Supersonic Aviation Modernization, or the SAM Act. That's original. Directs the FAA to revise regulations within 1 year of legislation's enactment. It allows for civil aviation aircraft to operate at speeds of Mach 1 or higher as long as no sonic boom reaches the ground. I just realized something as I read that too. Annette, how you doing? Appreciate you jumping on. If the supersonic, says for supersonic passenger flights, so I'm assuming they're going to regulate that to just passenger planes, like for so many. It has to be like a so many seater, then, right? Or could like if I had a plane that was supersonic. I don't have a plane. I'll put it for YouTube. Oh, Doug, what's up, brother? See you over there on IG. Appreciate you. If I had a supersonic plane, could I fly that if it sat more than me and someone else? Or does it have to sit so many people? That's going to be interesting. I don't know. Would you fly in a supersonic plane like for travel? And I wonder how expensive it's going to be, especially with the gas prices the way they are right now. All my diesel folks out there, I feel you. So anyway, I like aircraft. I thought this was cool. Throwing it out there. This one affects everyone. This next one. The United States Postal Service files to implement fuel surcharge of 8% on certain packages. The United States Postal Service has filed a temporary fuel surcharge. The planned price change is an 8% increase that would affect base posted prices on certain products. I believe one of them was priority mail. So for all of you HMG coffee lovers, I might have to find something different for you guys so I can get it to you quicker. If approved by the Postal Commission, the surcharge would go into effect as early as April 26th and remain in effect until January 17th of 2027. Yeah, I'm digging into that too much. Yeah. April 26th to January 17th, 2020. It just seems like those are kind of specific dates. Wonder why they picked that. Anyway, this next one, I missed this one last week. But have you guys seen the thing on the military commissaries now charging for single bag use? Starting April 6th, customers will pay 5 cents for each plastic bag and 10 cents for paper bags at the commissary on base. The move will save the commissary system money, officials stated in their announcement about the change. It was something along the lines of like 17 million or so. It was millions and millions of dollars. And if I remember correctly, they were saying, hey, bring your own bags. Or you could buy the reusable bags there that they have with the handles and stuff. The fact that I know this much detail about it concerns me personally. You can buy them there for 44 cents, they said. So again, maybe it's one of those save the environment kind of thing. I just started using it because I'm domesticated. Last one I got. This one has been a hot topic. Chaplains. Now, I want you guys' thoughts on this, everybody. Chaplains will go by religious insignia, not rank, under the new Pentagon guidance. The Pentagon is doing away with rank insignias for military chaplains, requiring them to instead display religious insignia as part of a broader change to the chaplain corps. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, it said Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth announced this week chaplains will start to retain their ranks. However, they won't wear it center mass on the with the uniforms now that they have. It's center mass. So it'll just be the cross, right? Now, those of you know, and I know some of you asked this to me earlier this week. What were my thoughts on this? Having Junior going through seminary school right now, I'm not gonna say what he said, other than he really didn't say much about it because he's just like, well, let's see what happens. You know how they are. So the chaplains wear the rank on their cover right now, and then they also wear it. I think it's over their left breast, if I'm not mistaken. So I guess taking it off of here and then just putting it center mass. I mean, is it a big deal? Not really. I could see that. So there's two sides to it, and I can see both. One is, if you're walking around like you're lower enlisted and you want to go see Chappie, and you walk up and that person's got as a major or a lieutenant colonel or a full bird or even a star. For younger enlisted, that might be a little intimidating at times. So putting it there, not knowing the rank, you just know you're going to talk to Chappie. I could see that. There's probably a little more comfort into that. At the same time, the rank thing, one could argue like, hey, just stick with if it's not broke, don't fix it, kind of a thing. But again, this is supposed to be eliminating the rank insignia will also help junior officers or enlisted personnel feel more comfortable approaching officers or potentially senior officers about sensitive subjects like addiction, relationships, uh, or struggles with faith. So again, I see that side of it, and that's awesome. Did I think that was an issue to begin with? I didn't know that was necessarily an issue, but when they put it out there, like, hey, you makes it a little more comfortable for the chappie to be more approachable without the rank sitting right there center mass. Okay, I get it. If that works, let's give it a try. I'm down. You know, let's see what happens. And the fact that officer is not going to lose their rank or anything like that. They're chaplain first. I mean, they don't get saluted or anything like that. So it makes the chaplain more approachable. Yeah, let's do that, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, especially in our military today, right? We're there. This could be a blessing in disguise, no pun intended. So, what else is that? It? Oh, he made a quote. Chaplain is first and foremost a chaplain, and then an officer second. So that's fair enough. What do we have here? What do we have for the comments here? Chaplains are already officers, create the barrier range. Yeah, T Dog, good point. Yep, assisting soldier. I think this could be I'm gonna end. I think I'm counting this one as a positive. So, I like it. All right, what do we got? Time wise, we're good. Hey, I'm gonna do something quick. Yeah, I know this is a little shameless plug, but I'm speaking next month at Military Creator Con, April 16th through the 18th in Arlington, Texas. Listen, Anthony Moria, thank you, sir. I appreciate you, Anthony from My Tax Fella. It's tax season, guys. Don't wait. Get a hold of Anthony, best in the biz. I'm speaking next month down in Arlington, Texas for Military Creator Con. If you're interested in going, I just got a couple more. I did this and got everybody sold out of them, so I'm gonna do it again. Promo code HMG50 will give you 50% off your ticket right now between now and tomorrow night. I've only got, I think, four or five left for this round. So get them. I would love to see you guys down there. We've got a lot of great sponsors there. In fact, if you go to militarycreatorcon.com, you can see the sponsors that are on there. In fact, I'm going to put this in the post right now, and we'll say promo code. What I say, HMG50. They'll give you 50% off at checkout. Come on down. This is for creators. Whether you're military, active, guard, reserve, you're a veteran, you're a spouse, you're a child, or maybe you're just somebody that supports that community, come on down. You're not going to want to miss this. Hotel's sold. That hotel is sold out already. This is going to be a big event. So I'm putting this out there, 50% off if you want to come. Just use HMG50. What else do we got? Hero. No. There's another one up here. Tomorrow night, our friends out in Pasadena, the Mr. and Mrs. Military Showcase. This is supporting fire surviving veterans out in California from the fires and whatnot out there. It's at the Ambassador Auditorium, which is on St. John Avenue in Pasadena, California. It's to showcase veterans in the community and honor those impacted by the California wildfires. So if you're available tomorrow night, you're out in California, you want something to do, they still got some stuff tickets available. Go to mmmilitary.net and go check it out. What else? Palm Harbor, Florida. We're coming for you May 2nd for Hero Fest. Starts at 3 p.m. It's going to go to 10. It's downtown Palm Harbor. This is their second annual, and they're teaming up with Krabby Bill's. Been by it, haven't been there yet. Looking forward to this. We are going to have a table down there. We're going to be doing some interviews, and a couple other shows from HMG will be down there with me and the network. So if you're in the Florida area, Palm Harbor, for those of you that don't know, it's just north of St. Pete. So it's like the Tampa, St. Pete area, just a little bit north of St. Pete, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to be a fun time. They got a kid zone, fire truck, armored personnel, a bunch of vintage military vehicles. They got 2 stages, 5 bands, 2 VIP areas, and then over 150 vendors that are going to be there. So it's going to be a good time. Make your way down to Florida May 2nd. Would love to see you guys there. All right. What else? National Social Media Awards, June 7th in Los Angeles, California. Go to Instagram and follow NSMA Awards. I'm going to have a promo code here for you this week. That's June 7th. We're also going to be out there on the red carpet doing interviews. There's a hell of a lineup for that as well, so stay tuned for that. All right. Next, again, kind of be a shorter show this week. Go check out all of the shows, heroesmediagroup.com. We've got a new show, and this happened so fast. I'm grateful for it, but we want to welcome Behind the Blue Line. Behind the Thin Blue Line. I'm sorry, Behind the Thin Blue Line. This show is raw, unfiltered, diving into the real lives of law enforcement, military, and public safety professionals. Through honest conversations and real-world stories, they go beyond the uniform to expose the grit, sacrifice, dark humor, and the hard truths that come with the job on and off duty. So, Behind the Thin Blue Line, you can go to heroesmediagroup.com. You can listen to the episodes there, or you can go to their YouTube channel and watch some of it. They just started. I think they've got 6 episodes in. They've got the 7th one that's coming. You're not going to want to miss that new one that's coming when it comes out. Mark Brigman, he is the host of the show. He's a veteran law enforcement professional, criminal intelligence expert, who started this up. I met Mark last September at an event down in North Carolina and chatted it up with him. He's got more than 37 years of service in law enforcement. He spent 26 years with the Fayetteville Police Department in North Carolina, rising to the rank of captain of the police over the detective division down there. He's also led complex investigations throughout his career, developed specialized units focused on intelligence-driven policing, earning recognition as a highly decorated law enforcement leader. After retiring from the police department, he served as an investigative criminal intelligence analyst with the United States Army Criminal Investigation Division, or CID, at Fort Bragg, where he worked centered on his work was centered on criminal intelligence related violent crimes, complex investigations related to murder, sexual assault, and fraud. He also conducted a variety of assessments related to force protection and readiness as it pertains to criminal activity, street gangs, outlaw motorcycle gangs, and so on. So Mark definitely knows what he's talking about. He's got a great show lined up, and he's already starting to put out content. So please go check it out. Behind the Thin Blue Line. So welcome to HMG. Go check out the shows this week. I'm going to put them up here after the show as I do it. You'll see them in the comment section. I'll tag everybody. Another new show that we've had, Uncommon Sense, the Decision Hour. I launched a new episode this week. Double S podcast was live. Misfit Nation, Homefront Sit Rep have their episodes, but they also, remember, it's the end of the month. Last Wednesday of every month, David does kind of a roundtable with a bunch of veteran podcasters called Tip of the Spear. This has grown huge each month, so go check it out. They had a good one this week. The Arms Room Show, Unbreakable Storm podcast said they got some new season coming out here soon, so stay tuned for that. The Strategic Veteran, the Disgruntled PM, always a good one. You'll learn a lot from that. Check that out. What else do we got? Vet SOS, they do 4 shows a week. Make sure you go check them out. Vet SOS. Speak Up, Show Up, Lead with our buddy JJ Hardy. Keep It Spiritually Simple. Senior Living Guide. Some of you definitely need to go check that out. Label Free podcast. People's Patriot Project. We got your 6 at 6 live every Sunday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Other Side of the Firewall's got new stuff. Chasing Happiness, Rise Up Voices from the Front Line. Go check out all the shows. It's simple. HeroesMediaGroup.com. I got to give a shout out to Anthony Moriello and his team over at My Tax Fella. These are our community supporters here at HMG. So go check out mytaxfella.com. They'll save you money in the long run. If you're not a numbers person, like I'm not a numbers person, they do my bookkeeping for the businesses. They do the taxes. It's like the best money I spend every year. I said it there. The best money I spend every year is knowing that somebody's like handling it. I trust them so much. They've been doing my stuff for the last 12 years. So go check it out, My Tax Fella. Jim Neary's live bait and tackle. Fishing season's around the corner. Trout season's about to start next weekend, y'all. So I'm excited. If you're in Pennsylvania or Northern Maryland, go up, check out Jim Neary's live bait and tackle. Forget Genetics, another veteran-owned, family-run organization. ForgetGenetics.com. Go check them out. Green Valley Hunters Paradise. They got 2 events coming up. They've got their annual fishing, trout fishing, but they got a couple ponds and stuff down there. Go check it out. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram for more details. Green Valley Hunters Paradise. They're out of the upland bird hunts right now. You missed out, but reach out to them because they got some other hunts coming up later this year. So they have their annual fishing coming up here in April, and then the end of April, first part of May is their turkey. I think it's called the Turkey Shoot. Green Valley Hunters Paradise. Go check them out. Love going down there. And then last but not least, our sister company, HMG Beverage. Go to hmgbeverage.com or hmgcoffee.com. Check out what we have. Place an order. We'd love to see you. Just realized that was still on there. Sorry. Do better this week, guys. Next week is Good Friday. I will be doing a show for Good Friday, Easter weekend. And I haven't decided. We're gonna do something. I may even do it just a little. I may even do the show out of sequence and might just do something a little bit different next week. What do you think about that? That being said, stand by. I'll have the show stuff in the comment sections after the show. Guys, do me a favor. If you get a chance, go to our YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed over there, we're trying to build that up a little bit. They've been busting my balls about content over there. Not that we're not putting content out. It's just I have no filter, and apparently I need to have a filter at some point. Probably won't happen, but whatever. Like, share this. If you guys are if you know a podcaster out there that's looking for a family, have them come check us out over at Heroes Media Group. I love each and every one of you that tune in each week. We had a great show this week. The comments just keep coming in. Those of you that left a comment, thank you. It means the world to me. If you share this out, thank you. That means the world. We're trying to build this community. This isn't just a media company or a podcast platform or an agency. This is a community, and I'm really trying to continue to build this community like we have over the last going on 11 years. You are the ones that make a difference. You guys are the ones that I show up each and every week. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate you guys being here. Listen, Don't get the 45-degree syndrome. Weather's nice. Get the stuff ready to get your garden going for this spring. I appreciate you guys being here. Same time next week. God bless you. God bless America. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll see you guys next week.